We're going to be checking out a pure ranger build today. I say pure, we're not going to be speccing into daggers. We are going to have some on the bar, just for emergencies, but we're not going to be levelling them up as such. So, when you're ready, exit the Cinder Vault and head to Long Keep to get that first level. So, once you're ready, have a look around for some loot. There's a little hidden door here. I always like to go for that one. And then I would recommend you also break up some of these boxes and bags to make some basic clothing and a longbow. And then we're going to get comfortable using the bow. We're going to hunt some wolves, figure out how it handles, because we're going to be doing a lot of this. And I chose to go straight across to the other side of the bridge and rescue the blacksmith straight away. Don't forget to cook some food on your way, because it will help your survivability no end. One of the great things about a bow is just the incredible range and accuracy, so we'll be relying on that a lot. Don't forget you can use the terrain and explosive objects. With this particular playstyle, it's quite important to try and get the drop on your enemies. The game does like to throw a lot of entities at you at the same time, and you can easily get overwhelmed. We're not playing mage, we don't have the nuking and AoE abilities that we might like, at least not till later on. So I decided to explore Rookmore after rescuing the blacksmith, and we can have another look at how to use the terrain. I was managing to dodge a lot of these arrows by simply making them hit the wall. Do watch out for these booby traps though, there's quite a few. There is a gold chest here that I discovered, and we managed to get a nice pair of daggers out of the bargain, so it was definitely worth doing. So once I was done with this guy, I went straight across through the Shroud and came out on the other side near the farm, started building. I put the blacksmith down. And once you get to that point, it's a good idea to try and build yourself a glider, because otherwise things like this happen. Once you've got your glider and your hook, you're probably going to want to unlock fast travel. Unlock your first teleport point, and then go and find the ranger, who is going to be your main source of upgrades for this particular playstyle. She's going to be in this temple here with a load of VUCA, and do watch out for them. And especially watch out for these traps, because they're basically a one hit. There's a little bit of a puzzle. As you can see, there's buttons on the wall. There's another button through this door. And then you want to go straight behind from where you came in, and then hook across and onto this platform here using the climbing bars. It's not the easiest thing to do, honestly. It usually takes me a few tries to actually manage that. Then once you've grabbed the ranger, and head back and put her down. Once she's got a roof and a bed, she will make arrows for you, and she'll make you a new armour set as well. The main blocker here is going to be Banshee gel. This is a good opportunity to go back and do that very first Elixir Well if you haven't done it already. So we can have a little bit of a look at the different arrow types. The wooden arrows, I'm a bit tight and a bit cheap, and I tend to use these a lot, especially early game, because at this point the scaling doesn't really make any difference. It's still going to take you 2 or 3 shots, 2 or 3 perfect shots to kill something, even with the scrap arrows. So I tend to save the scrap ones for the bigger targets, where the damage shines a little bit more. I think once we've got some levels in and the scaling's a bit higher, the better arrows will make a big difference. Once you're confident you're not going to get overwhelmed by mobs, head down into the actual well itself and we'll deal with the boss. As you can see, he's got a vulnerable spot on his head, like the smaller enemies. Try and take advantage of that if you can. Do take care here because he's got a good reach on that polearm that he's carrying, and he can do a ranged attack like that, which hurts. Remember, we're not wearing any armour yet, so we're still in cloth. One of the big downsides with playing Ranger early on is that obviously stamina is an issue. It's not insurmountable, but you do need to prioritise allowing your character to recharge. There are a few more Shroud routes knocking about that are definitely worth looking out for. The more of these you can get under your belt prior to doing the Carpenter, the better off you'll be, because obviously those skill points will make a big difference, especially at this point in the game. There are quite a few enemies protecting some of them, so just be careful. You will probably have to use your daggers at various points. There's not really any way around it, but it is worth doing, and you will get the most out of your build. The second Elixir Well just off the edge of the cliff here. I died quite a few times here. I had quite a lot of trouble with these enemies coming at me. It's the bigger ones, especially, because they're faster, and they will come up behind you without you realising. Those guys aren't too bad with the swords, they're quite slow. But there's also a lot of ranged enemies down here too, so just be really careful. I hate the fact that they lob grenades at you, Shroud grenades. There is a little gold chest up here. Didn't have anything worth my while in it, but definitely check it out. Right, so now we've got a few attribute points under our belt. We're going to head over to get the Carpenter. I wound up at Morwenna and I put down a new shrine so that I had some way to fast travel back when I inevitably died. And it's a good job I did, actually, because I wound up needing to go and repair. These guys are difficult. Something I would recommend you do is to use grenades to deal with the mobs that are grouped together. They're not massively effective, but they do take out those nest things very handily. Next up, we're going to go for the Banshees. So this is a nice place to get the gel you need for your new armour set. Just watch out for those ranged attacks because they hurt. There we go. There should be two of them in this room. What I like to do for the third Banshee in the actual Carpenter's chamber is to actually dig through and then not actually enter the room, because then you can manage him a little bit better. Make those ranged attacks miss. Once that's sorted, grab the Carpenter and it's time to go. Like I say, I wound up bringing all of my guys over and moving everything across. As much as I was enjoying building in the other area, this place just... there isn't much of a fast travel access around here either. So it came in handy. You'll want to mine salt to get the dried fur for your new armour set. And then place down a drying rack. Like so. Something I found was that it was hard to get the fur I needed. So I wound up spending a lot of time hunting. Thankfully, Morwenna's got quite a lot of wildlife. There are wolves, there are Vuka, and these all drop fur. There we go. Eventually you're going to reach a point where you've got enough to craft the entire armour set, and it does look quite nice, honestly. Look at that. So I just wanted to have a look at some of the nodes that we can get going. I would recommend you go for double jump. I wound up going for airborne and updraft as well, just because with playing ranger I can see us needing to get away. So we're going to spec into marksman, and I decided to go up the left hand side with counter battery. Vitality surge, and then I unlocked the bow specialization. So I don't know how you want to spec out, but I hope you found the video useful. Do let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.